All right, wonderful people, great people of Biafra. My great people, we are back again. Mazi, please, I want you to mute your mic as you are not talking, please. Thank you very much.
My
Thank
mic.
you. Yeah, your mic. I want you to mute your mic. Just mute
I'm
it.
not. It is not muting. I don't know. Okay, hold on.
Where the button is, like my. So, what do you want me to do now? I should stop the live. Yeah, I went back and take a microphone because of. Are we okay? Yes, I have to take this one off and bring back again my comrades. All right, wonderful people of Biafra, the great people, the freedom fighters. We are back again today on the campaign, the new campaign of Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are here today to propagate the issue of Biafra because we have promised on this Biafran restoration project, we can never stop because we have chosen our path. And the ideology that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave to us have sink into our brains and our boomerangs. That is the reason why we can never stop. Of course, I know today we are in exile, but we don't care. We don't care. I know that some people have come to destroy this struggle, but we are standing firm because Biafra is ours. And we must fight for this freedom. We must. Regardless what people are saying, and we are not going to stop till Biafra is totally restored. I would like to introduce myself before we go on business of the day. Of course, we call it business, but some people may say we are here for trade by barter. We are not here for trade by barter. We are in a serious business that Biafra must come in our time. All right, wonderful people and great people of Biafra. My name is Mazo Kenina Okechukwu, known as the Biafran Child Chineke, the General. I am from Ihala in Anambra in Biafra land. I am IPOB under chain of command. I repeat again, I am IPOB under chain of command. I always tell my people this in every of my broadcast that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the highest commander of this movement. And the Mazi Chike Doziem is the head of Directorate of the State, which is the highest office of this movement. And IPOB is our family. And these three things that I mentioned, I said I must defend it jealously. And I want to tell great people of Biafra that we are now on Biafran Television Channel 1/IPOB Rapture Media under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I will stop here. My comrade, I want you to introduce yourself before we move further. We proceed. Thank you. You can now unmute your mic and let us proceed. Thank you.
Mazi General, the General. Thank you so much, Wachineke. Thank you so much, all Biafrans all over the world. Thank you so much, all the leadership of IPOB. I thank you also, all our women who are back home fighting for the liberation and the freedom of our people, as well as the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you, all Biafrans, wherever you are, doing all your best to make sure that our voices are heard. I am humbled before you once again to thank you for your great work and great sacrifices you are making. My names are Mazi Noble, Humble Nzadibe. Chukwu goziere m ụmụ Biafra. Udo dịrị unu. May you all remain blessed. Welcome to another edition of our live broadcast of this continuous campaign for the liberation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and as well as the liberation of our people in general. Thank you once again.
Thank you, my comrade Mazi Humble Noble Mzadibe. Thank you very much for joining us today on Biafran Television Channel 1. What we are doing is unique. We have left them behind and we are now moving forward. Because our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said it time without number. We must set agenda for these people to follow. They are not going to set agenda for us, but we are going to set agenda for them to follow. And that is the reason why we are here, to do the needful. And as we are proceeding, we are going to talk about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Of course, you know that the competent court have discharged our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But the Attorney General of that federation, of course, there is nothing like federation. It's the federation of the Fulanese. That is why somebody, one particular person, don't even understand what is discharge. That is why today they are still holding our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But before I will go into this question to you, I want us to see this video of a reverend, what this man said from his mouth. And you will see the reaction of some governors or one of the governors that was there when the man of God, according to what they call them, of course, we know what they are doing. But whenever you say things that is good, we are going to talk about you. Because we are human, we know that we also make a mistake. So we know that some people are good people. Some are real man of God. Some are there for their own benefit, to deceive people, to manipulate the minds of people. When you are real, because when we are talking about this man of God, or when we say people are man of God, we are just saying people that have ability to reason. When you be able to have ability to reason, you can put one and one together to make two. So we don't call them man of God because they are, speaking to God direct. No, we just call them man of God because they are be able to have ability to reason. But Mazi, let us see this video of this man, and we will also caption the governor that is there.
Not because he's an Igbo man. Nnamdi Kanu represents Lazarus. And the federal government of the day represents the rich man. We have seen that they are maliciously, wickedly maltreating the young man. But I want to say that even those in government will die. Those in judiciary will die. And Nnamdi Kanu one day will die. But what you sow is what you reap. So we don't behave as we own the world. We don't own the world.
Mazi Wachineke, your voice is not coming out here.
Okay, thank you, Mazi. You're right. You're right. I just mute my mic. I want you to take on this man. What? Okay. Mazin Zadibe, did you listen to this man? Did you listen to him?
I listened, but it did not come out. Probably the admin is saying it did not come out from the air. So you have to play it again
Okay.
and let us hear it again.
Not because he's an
Yes.
Igbo man. Nnamdi Kanu represents Lazarus. And the federal government of the
Is
day
he coming out,
represents
Mazi?
the rich man. We have seen that they are maliciously, wickedly maltreating the young man. But I want to say that even those in government will die. Those in judiciary will die. And Nnamdi Kanu one day will die. But what you sow is what you reap. So we don't behave as we own the world. We don't own the world.
Yes, Mazin Zadibe. Now that the video just finished, I want you to take from this man and then go straight to the reason why our representatives, our governors, those that went before to visit Mazin Nnamdi Kanu in DSS dungeon, why are they not talking today? Can you tell me the reason why? Also remember that the first time that these people planned to, to kidnap our leader is because of Igbo presidency. And I want you to also to know that Igbo presidencies today, there is nowhere to be found. And we want to ask them, why are they not talking about Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, their son, and their brother, which is also our leader? Mazi, I want you to tell us, what do you understand? We are in new phase campaigning to release Mazin Nnamdi Kanu because he have already been discharged. Mazi, please, I want you to go further, please.
Thank you so much, Mazi Okechukwu, the General. I duly appreciate your question, but let me first of all go straight to the root of this evil. The root of this evil is lack of leadership in our region. Why they can treat us like people who don't have human being, why they can treat Mazin Nnamdi Kanu like people, like someone who don't have someone who can speak for him, is because they have been chosen as warrant governors. These are selected enemies in our midst. These are people that are completely imposed on us. And when leaders are imposed on you, you will be seeing the evidence. Now, why were they visiting him in the first place? They are being sent there to visit him, to ask him to drop the struggle. And we know our leader, that our leader is not going to drop the struggle. He is going to maintain on this consistency for the liberation of his own people, which is not a crime, which is enshrined under the law, that we have to agitate, we have to plead to the world and plead to all the stakeholders to be involved to make sure that we are free from this marginalization that we are going through, this terrorism that they have embarked in our land, a full-scale terrorism, a full-scale siege and invasion in our land. And why you see our governors are not speaking is because these are appointed warrant governors. These are stooge. These are stooge. These stooge are people who are completely out of touch. They are not in touch with the people they are leading, which they pretend they are leading, but they are not leading us. Let us go to the issue of the arrogancy of the judicial system of the Nigerian government and the judicial justice, minister of justice, the minister of justice himself, all these institutions, why are they behaving so arrogant, so rude? They are doing like this because they have found out in our land that we don't have leaders, that they are the ones appointing those people who will speak in collective voice to protect the interests of our people, to protect the interests of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But as long as these governors have no voice in our land, we will continue to agitate for our freedom. They don't have the voice of the masses. They don't represent the masses. And they don't represent they don't represent you. Neither do they represent our children. You can see the evidence from all the look and candies of Biafran land. Even go to Bayelsa, even go to Ejo, River State, go to Ogoni, go to all these places, Delta. You will see that now the leaders are out of reach with their people. They are now going from one place to a place looking for someone to vote for them. But immediately they are being selected as usual into those positions, not elected. You see them again, they disappear. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu issue is that we have seen that there is a problem that have become a deep-rooted problem, which is the invasion of our land, which has been completely on a scale mission for decades. And that is the reason why Ojukwu fought. That is why Ojukwu resisted in 1966 after the killing of the Igbos in the north. And the same people who turned their back to fight against the Igbos today, they were also killed in the northern region. They always call us Nyamiri and they refer us as one people. And you see the same people that their sons and daughters was killed in the northern region. They came back in Biafran land during the war. They were spies wearing Biafran uniform, trying to also work with Nigerian government to kill people who are giving them the voice. The ungrateful behavior of that particular region against us, we have seen it. This is showing with the case of our leader. When the voice of the masses should speak collectively from the region, right across the borders and cross of Canis, they are not speaking because they are warrant governors, they are warrant chiefs, they are warrant leaders appointed to enslave us. That is why you will be seeing it. Anytime you see them go to the DSS dungeon to speak to our leader, there is only one motive, their political ambition, and to say, we have gone to speak to him to drop this, give me this contract, give me this contract. There is nothing again they are doing. They use our leader now as a source of revenue to make money. You see Malami, the same thing he's doing. To use, you see when they filed a case about retaining Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS. And when they filed that case, there was no case file, there was no file found. When they tried to record the previous cases which have been struck off already in the court, no file, no application, nothing, but they used it to take 500 million naira Nigerian money, that it was for security services, security this thing, for that, for this. They immediately siphoned funds. That is what Fulani is made up of. So we are not surprised that they have now started using Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a source and means of generating their fraudulent revenues and stealing from the treasury. We are watching them, but the justice will prove itself in the right time. Thank you, my brother. We don't have leaders in our land. We don't have governors. We have only stooge and warrant governors. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother, noble, humble Nnamdi. Thank you very much. I still want people to understand that we are on Biafran Television Channel 1 on frequency. So when you go there now, of course, you're going to see us. And I want to make this small announcement before we back this in up. There's a video that I want to show our people for them to understand, especially Soludo. Before Soludo become a governor, I don't even know if he had been planning to become a governor by then, but we are going to listen to a speech of Soludo, what he said. After Soludo, after he became a governor, he went to DSS dungeon. Sorry, my people. He went to DSS dungeon and visit our leader. I don't even understand why Soludo went to visit our leader. He went to visit our leader to know if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is involved in what is happening in Anambra. That is what I think the reason why Soludo went there. And he went there so that people will support him more. But now I want us to listen to what Soludo said before he became the governor. I don't even know if he had been planning to become a governor by then. But we're going to listen to what he said about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And now, and you know why sometimes I feel so bad? It's like sometimes we see these people with a big name, like a professor, like an engineer. You think that these people have ability to reason. You don't even understand that these people are just good in their field. That is what they practice. When you are talking about freedom fighters or freedom fighting, these people are not nearer to there. When you are talking about to solve a problem, to make people live according to the way humans are supposed to live, you will see that these people are far away from there. And sometimes you will see these people, they will travel to overseas, they will go there and study. As soon as they land in Mulitala Mohammed Airport or in Abuja Airport, that stupidity of Africa, that idiocy in, the manipulation of, to become a king or to be overall ruler of people. Because in Africa, you see the way they practice their thing is like, I want to be on top and others will be down. I will begin to control them, like exactly what is happening today. Poverty and hunger is what they are using against the people of Africa. Poverty and hunger. At the end, they will control you because they have put us in that position. When you come in a place that I'm living today, you can never use hunger to get people because food is nothing. Food, what you will eat is just nothing. Now, let us listen to Soludo and you people will hear what Soludo said.
Said that Nigeria has wittingly or unwittingly dragged the Biafran issue from the periphery into the mainstream discussion. Nnamdi Kanu, in my view, threw a bait and Nigeria took it. There, he is the most popular political prisoner and will end up either as a hero or a martyr. But to his credit, he has forced Nigeria and the world to discuss Biafra. I believe that keeping him there does not do Nigeria any good. I believe this young man should be released and released like yesterday. So, if I were President Buhari, quite honestly, I will be very suspicious of anyone who advises me to ignore the Biafran issue. I'll be very suspicious. Anybody who says that is either ignorant or being mischievous or quite patently doesn't mean well for the government itself. Probably wants the same government to repeat the mistakes of the past so that it could lead it down the trend. We must start learning in this country. So let's talk Biafra. Where are the Igbo elite and intelligentsia in all of this? Especially those in Nigeria. It seems, as this book points out, this is being driven mostly by the Igbo intelligentsia in diaspora, the new resurgence. The new ones within there seems to be division, 3 classes you can identify. The ones within the mainland, and I'm short and you discuss, they have a different point of view. Those in diaspora within Nigeria, so to speak, who are in Abuja and Lagos and so on and so forth, Kanu, Kaduna and so on. And an elder was asked about that, living in one of these northern states, about Biafra. And they asked him, what do you think about this Biafra? He said, well, I just didn't know he came and in other words, they should keep it up, but you know I can no longer go now. You see all the things I have here, I cannot carry them on my head. So, there seems to be a sense of either denial, and on one part, or people who think, no, it won't be, because we can't just imagine it. And because of some discussion that, okay, if this happens, you will lose your property, you will lose that, and so on. Of course, that is untenable. I mean, I too was wrong on this, because if by any chance you have another state of Biafra, it will be the 16th state of ECOWAS. And that means you have free movement of goods and persons. But the fundamental question, the fundamental issue is that this debate is not happening. This whole thing is being driven almost in a haphazard manner, but again, where is elite in this? What is missing is structured debate and apparent elite aloofness or complicity or hypocrisy. Elite in denial. For the politicians who think you can just, let's use them temporarily, let's use them. Just go on while we can then use that to negotiate for something here. I can tell you, you will create a monster that will consume you. When that fame comes, what does everybody else? And the kind of thing that happened in Biafra, where any dissent was considered a saboteur. Okay? You might get to a point where you will be telling them, just go on while we can negotiate here, get something for ourselves in Abuja. I can tell you, these guys are no fools. At some point, they will look at you too and know that you're actually part of the problem.
Yes, my great people, I hope every one of you heard what Soludo said. And when Soludo was saying all these things, I want you people now begin to understand the game that our elites are playing. I want you people to understand that these people are using Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or Hamadike One. They are using Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for their own political position or what they want to gain. Like I said, when Soludo was making all these statements, I will call it jargons, because now Soludo is part of the elites. That is the question we are supposed to be asking now. Is not Soludo part of the elites now? What can somebody tell me what Soludo have done since the discharge of our leader? He was calling the elites. He was saying about Biafra. He was talking about Biafra. He was talking about the emergency of Biafra. Now, Soludo have died as Dodo. He don't want to talk about anything again about Biafra. He don't even want to talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When you ask them, they will tell you they are doing secrecy. When Soludo went to DSX dungeon to meet with our leader, is it secrecy? Soludo should come out and tell us the reason why he was using Onyendu to campaign, because that is the beginning of his campaign. That is when Soludo knows that he will be part of the, the candidate of the governorship of Anambra State. Now, after Soludo have using our leader with Biafra for his own political position, today Soludo is nowhere to be found. Soludo today is among the leaders or the political leaders, as he claimed that he was not part of them by then. Now he is. Mazi, what do you want to say about this nonsense that Soludo said? Because I call it nonsense, because today they are not doing what they, they are not practicing what they are preaching. Mazi, I want you to say something before we move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I am very, very much pleased to have this discussed once again, because this video was made by Soludo at the verge of election, at the later period whereby this election was about to happen. There was a conference where he spoke very, very eloquently in regards to Biafra struggle. This is what we call double standard. These are people who don't have shame. I begin to look at the events of recent happenings and development, even with the issue of Peter Obi and Soludo speaking that he achieved nothing, that what he achieved is less than nothing, it's worth nothing. I'm not going to that direction. Soludo is a politician, and you will always expect a stooge, political stooge. I call them stooge. I know why I insist to call them stooge, because these are appointed individuals imposed on us. These are not people that we trust. We say that we are electing them, we trust. There is no credible election that have been conducted in Nigeria. Nobody will come out to tell me that there is a free and fair, credible election that have been conducted in Nigeria since the existence of Nigeria. Now, this Soludo who came out praising Biafra, using Biafran and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to campaign to get votes from Anambra, and to woo the whole people of IPOB to support him, to campaign for him, although we did not publicly interfere in the election, we never, because in the election that they brought 35,000 military, 35,000 police, 35,000, what is that election? This is a military siege. This is him and his federal government who took over Anambra State the way they wanted to take over Anambra State, and it's the same way they always take over the states, the same way they took over Imo State. So I don't want to say anything other than Soludo is a politician who thinks that immediately he took office that he will go and visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to send a signal to the federal government that he has spoken to him, that he is in line with what is happening with the federal government, in collaboration with federal government, and in an understanding with federal government, that he has gone to speak and to appeal to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that there are a lot of conflict going on in Anambra State. He should call his guys to stop those, whereby Soludo knows quite well that IPOB was not involved in anything happening in Anambra. It was these infiltrators, which are called autopilot, controlled by Samuel Ekpa and all of this. I don't want to call that guy a name. He's a mentally sick, mentally derailed person. I don't want to talk about him. You see, I don't even discuss him because it's not relevant. So these people, they made our Anambra to become ungovernable for him, and he felt like, I need to go and meet Onyendu. I need to speak to Onyendu. I need Onyendu to give instruction to his people, to the leadership, to make sure that he team up with the leadership of IPOB to fight those people whom he knows quite well. They are the people who are creating problems. But when he got there, after visiting Onyendu, he was disappointed. I tell you the truth, IPOB, we are not an organization that you can predetermine, or you can predict, or you can say, what we can do, or you can predetermine what we are going to do in the next minute. That is why IPOB is unbreakable. So Soludo became disappointed because Soludo felt that he is, Mazi, are you speaking? Because I'm not hearing you. So please.
Mazi, no, when you see me speaking, I'm talking to my kids. They are here. Just I mute myself, but it's okay. Just continue.
Okay. So Soludo felt that he will use IPOB, like all of these politicians who are going to Abuja using IPOB to do their political ambition, to create their political popularity, to gain profit, to embezzle funds, to seek for support by the federal government, to use the name of IPOB like Anduba, the same way that he was saying, I was not the one, the private jet was hired, it was that, it was this. But that private jet belongs to you. You don't know where it's going, you don't know what it's going for. And they took it to go and bring your brother from Kenya, kidnapped him. You are trying to go and meet him the same way he's running. Or he was running to go to meet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The same way that Soludo was going to meet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The same person that they are calling small boy, 2016, 2017, that is the same person they are running to go and meet. The same small boy that they said that his issue is normal issue is not, it's the same issue that is a big bone in the neck of federal government today. They cannot even swallow that bone they are trying to swallow. The same Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that asked you cannot jail me in your court is the same Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that defeated all of them in their own court. Today, they are showing the hooliganism. Where is the sense of decency in all these people? Soludo lacks moral decency. Soludo is a politician like every other politician you can see who can come out to speak very sweet, speak very eloquent, talk very, very enticing, to entice and to initiate his own political ambition, to advance his political ambition. So all these things that you see today, that why is Soludo not speaking today when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been acquitted, freed from the court, he himself that was speaking before the election, saying that if you can say, let us use these people, if you can say, we are going to use these people, and after using them, that one day they will say, oh, we are not stupid people. They are not stupid. They can say, oh, we cannot use us anymore, and it will backfire. And when it backfire, all of them are at risk. That you people, this game you people are playing, it is not good. He was condemning this political deceit, this double standard by the politicians that call themselves leaders in our land. He was condemning it. Now, why is he condemning? Why is he not condemning federal government for holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for holding him back since the day he was acquitted? Why is Soludo not now speaking to that federal government that he is saying, if you are getting any advice from another person who is telling you not to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, watch that person is not giving you a good advice? Why are you not now proudly speaking out to say, my advice to federal government is to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Is there any solution you have brought since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was acquitted, freed? You people are all afraid for him not to come out. You people are all shitting in your pants, in your napkins, for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu not to come out. Because you people are afraid of the truth. Because you people want to shut his mouth. Because you people want to stop the movement of truth, the liberation of your own people because of your own self-centeredness, self-centered political ambition that have no value. That if a man is rich in his village and all his village people are poor, that means there are no rich people in your town. If you are as a governor, you are not speaking out like a voice for your people, who are you? Can a governor in Michigan not to speak on behalf of what is happening to Michigan state citizens, indigenous, or can he not speak? He will speak. Can New York governor, New York mayor not speak if something wrong is happening in New York? Can any of these leaders in all over the world who represent their people, are they not speaking out on behalf of their people? What is the fear that have made our leaders not to speak because they are chosen and selected and imposed on us. That
Yes,
is the
Mazi, let me add something on this your talk, because I have to explain this to our people also. The same attitude that Peter Obi is also bringing now. Peter Obi is telling you when he becomes a president, he's going to negotiate, he's going to call all the whole agitators. And you are thinking that that thing that he's saying is going to be like that. When Peter Obi will be there, he will massacre our people. He will kill our people. The same thing that, our people have to begin to learn and understand the pattern of these people. They will use you to get to their position. And when they get there, they will use their position now against you people. Is it not what happening to Soludo now? Soludo was there shouting, I'm going to do this. Some people that are advising dead Buhari, because we know that Buhari have died in 2017 and was buried in shallow grave in Saudi Arabia. Of course, that is authentic. They never bring that matter to our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are there concocting story, laying more allegation, and the real issue, they never bring the real issue up. They should bring Buhari to come and, present himself if he's not a dead man walking. You see? And the same thing Soludo were saying by then, that those that are advising the dead Buhari should go and re-advise him to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, Soludo have gotten to that seat so that he can be able to use that power to speak, to go back now and talk to that dead man. He will not. The same thing Peter Obi is still doing today, giving you hope that when he will be there, he will negotiate, he will do this, he will call that, he will call this. When this idiot will be there, he will begin massacre our people. I told our people before that, you see this Peter Obi, he have killed our people before, and they never ask him question. Those that you massacred, of course, we know what we are saying. Sometimes when we say that Peter Obi killed, not him, but it's under his watch, it's under his governorship, it's under his tenure. He must answer the query, because everything that is happening today, we must call the who is the governor. So, Mazi, I want us. So, in your conclusion, what do you have to tell the great people of Biafra? Use at least 1 minute before we go to the people of Nigeria, what they said about the illegal detention of our leader, because we have to listen to the people of Nigeria, those people that call themselves One Nigeria. So I want you, in conclusion, with 1 minute, what do you have to tell the people of Biafra that the attitude of the government, or the governors and the representatives in Biafra land? What advice do you have to, not to give to them, but our own people that are supporting them? What do you have to tell them before we move forward, Maz? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Our people should understand that a chameleon is a chameleon. Deceitful people are deceitful people. You have to look at our people. My advice is that you have to look at events, past events, present events. You look at history to predetermine future. Look at the events from the past. Even when these people was during this period of SDP, their political time, when they tried democratic process in 1991, SDP, 1992, SDP, PDP, not PDP, SDP, during the NRC, SDP, NRC. Now, you look at those period of time. I want to ask you people, did you ever seen anything that they have built or have established that are in existence today? You can say, this single thing is producing tissue paper for the masses, giving people job. That this thing, that is the road they built that we have been using since 10 years or 20 years without only clothing it. Can we advise ourselves that we don't have any direction in Nigeria? the direction we have is only the liberation of our people to have a sovereign state, to put the right people in the position. This is the advice I have for you people. We must have to be focused. We must have to be determined and be disciplined towards what we want, and know what we want, and have direction towards what we want. If we don't maintain the core principles of discipline and direction and consistency, we will end up in the next 30 years. You will ask yourself, is this Igbo land? Now, today, you can see it, my people. Is there people now, when people are afraid of doing wedding, now in Igbo land, in our land? People are afraid of holding events in our land now. So how are we going to be like this? Are we going to allow people who are only handpicked and chosen by our enemies to oversee the affairs of our children? Why are we laboring? I have this advice for you.
Thank you, Mazi.
Remain focused.
Okay, thank you very much. According to Mazi Noble Humble Nzadibe, he told our people, go back to the past tense and use it for the present. And you will understand that these people are just coming to deceive us, to use us to get to their position. And when they get there, then we continue. I keep on saying this to our people. Those people that you are going to vote to become your leader, they are still under the constitution of that contraption called Daminebuzu. How do you think that these people will change? Our leader have said this thing time with a number, and we will keep on pointing out this, because everything that our leader said was a gospel. Every of his message is a gospel. He always gives us an example. The lawmakers in Kaduna alone have already covered the whole lawmakers in Biafra. When they will begin to say they want to change, they must vote in the house before they will carry it out. And how will these people make it? If unfortunately they get there, they are going to rule 4 years. If they are lucky, they will stay 8 years. And I want you people to go back now. If an Igbo speaking Biafra come to that seat, now it took them 64 years. I think Nigeria is a 64 years, if I'm not mistaken. I'm standing to be corrected. 63 to 64. So now, after these people rule, it will take you people again another double, 64 plus 64. Before you get there, believe you me, they have sold all of you. Your identity, it will be vanished on the surface of earth. They will remove you in the map, and nobody will talk about you again. This is the sense. That is why we're saying, for humanity to stand, only balkanization of that contraption called Daminebuzu to cease Nigeria to exist, disintegration of that contraption, that is when humanity will stand. And all these killings will stop. Mazi, I want us to hear the people of Nigeria. They talk about the issue of still detaining Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the court, which is Nigerians talk on the legal detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I know that some people, because we are not coming here to place some places that will make you feel good, we are going to allow the video to finish, because we are going to also address some people that don't understand what they are saying. Mazi, let us see the video, please. And I hope our audience are listening. Pay attention and you will understand what we are doing. Like as we are doing now, we are in a new phase of campaigning to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All those shenanigans, we have left them behind. The people that are sparking up again, we have already left them behind. They can never distract us on this new phase of campaigning to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is where we are now. And there's nobody. We will keep on setting agenda for them. And they must follow our agenda, because we are the owners of Biafra. The land belongs to us. Now you understand. Let us go, Mazi. Thank you.
But the federal government said it's only discharged, not acquitted. Is that not so? So the reason is best known to the federal government what they said. It's only discharged, not acquitted. You know, it's the Attorney General of the Federation that interpreted, and it is chief number one law in the country. So you know the reason why I said the federal government only discharge him not acquitted.
What is the charge?
Federal government, they are not conducting the affairs of the judiciary like a democratic nation.
Okay.
They are behaving as if we are under military rule.
Of course we are.
When a court discharge and acquit somebody, you allow the person to go if you want to obey the rule of law. And any democratic setting, any democratic country that's not obeying the rule of law, we cannot call it a democracy.
We are not.
You understand me? It is the court of law. Yeah. Federal government are the one who charged him to court.
Yes.
And they brought the charges.
Yes.
And the court nullified all the charges and discharged this man and acquitted him. You are the one who took him to court. If you are not ready to obey the court order, why did you take him to court?
Ask them.
So federal government is at fault.
Okay.
For not allowing him to go is at fault. And his being kept there will not stop the agitation.
Thank you.
You know, before they said they want to charge a new case against him,
Look
maybe
at
the federal government, they have done a lot of, maybe they did a fresh investigation.
Which
they felt that the next thing to do for him is to charge him new case. I mean, to give him new charges again.
What is the charge?
So that's the reason. The federal government will know the best reason why they are doing that.
You see, we are trying to force ourselves together. In the beginning, Nigeria was not one nation. If we were one,
I want you people to pay attention to this learned man. This man is a learned person. This man is indeed a learned person, because we have to go to the root of the problem. If we are from the beginning one people, they force us to be together. And now we are telling people the problem that we are facing, the Biafran people, by denying in totality the face of government, the presence of government, the infrastructure, nothing in our land. And you are telling us that we must stay in the marriage. I want you people to pay attention to this man. This man is indeed a learner person, and this man have ability to reason. He can reason. He reasoned very well. Let us pay attention, please, my people. I know the reason why I'm stopping the video. If you don't want, you can also pack your property and live here. We beg nobody to stay here.
The best reason why they are doing that.
You see, we are trying to force ourselves together. In the beginning, Nigeria was not one nation.
Yes.
If we were one, British government wouldn't have done amalgamation.
Yes.
In 1914. Yes, sir. The law regarding amalgamation means they didn't amalgamate Ghana. They didn't amalgamate India.
Yes.
Because they are one people. But Nigeria is the only British colony that was amalgamated, which means we were not one. We were three sets of people. East, West, North. They brought us together. The North was exporting groundnut, cotton, rice and skin, to run the economy. The West was doing exporting cocoa, cola nut, timber, rubber, and palm oil from Midwest, while the East was exporting coal and palm oil. And everybody was running their system. Awolowo was using, he introduced free education, built industrial estates, built universities. You understand me? And the other regions imitated what Awolowo did.
Of course.
You understand? So if even the amalgamation of Lord Lugard says after 100 years, if any part of the country feels that it doesn't want to belong to that political entity called Nigeria, they are.
Well, oh my God, I don't know. There is something I don't even understand. Why they don't make a person like that, like this, a president of that contraption. I don't know why they will see a people like this. They don't even want to use a man that is learned like this. A man that is learned, a man that know that Nigeria have expired. This man knew that Nigeria have expired. And because in that amalgamation, he stated, Lord Lugard stated, after 100 years, if you are not feeling well, you can go on your separate way. This man understands the law. That is the kind of man we need. You are putting Malami that he don't even understand his left from his right. Let us continue, please. Educated people
Are free to go. So Kanu's agitation is not against the law. Honestly, when you look at our entire judicial system, it's in the ruin, it's in tattered. Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not the only person in the same shoe. Previously, Major Hamza al-Mustafa entered the same dungeon. Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zadaki is facing the same dungeon. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not be the first and the last person. The judicial system need to be rectified, need to be appropriately set up in a very good manner, so that if A is A in law, let it be A in law, not A applicable elsewhere and B applicable elsewhere. And at the same time, you and I, and whoever is in Nigeria and the world at large, knows the issues of Nnamdi Kanu.
Tell us.
And you know what it is, and you know what is treason, and you know what is treasonable felony. You have the videos, I have the videos. You have his utterances, I have his utterances. And you know what is agitation to divide a whole country. For a country that is one and somebody is agitating to divide, no sane government, no responsible government will allow that person to go scot-free, whether Nnamdi Kanu, whether anybody in Nigeria. So let us face it squarely that for him, first of all, let him recant and repent that he is now a true Nigerian before any other consideration for amnesty or whatever. I'm not against even releasing him today. It will not cost me a dime, and I will not be happy to see a fellow Nigerian being detained in chains or whatever. But let him also consider other people's fate, because people die severally because of him. Millions are losing their lives. Other peoples from other geopolitical dons are living in risk as a result of his venture. So let us tell ourselves the reality. Let them conduct a referendum there. If they are ready to go, allow them to go. Instead of this unnecessary bloodshed everywhere. Because by the time you kill 1, 2, 3, reprisal attacks will kill hundreds of them. Another reprisal attack. So why? Is he the only Nigerian or is he the only Igbo? We should know, you know the implication of treasonable felony, and you are here canvassing that. I know, you and I know that the judicial system is wrong. Even the constitution itself is wrong. But we have to have a honest attitude to be able to call a spade a spade.
What is a spade?
It will not ease the agitation.
Yes.
It will not even solve the problems. Because a person you have stayed with, even like marriage,
Yes.
and the person came to see that the marriage is not working
You left.
and decides that he wants to go,
You will go.
do you need to force him?
No.
You understand? You see, what the government has succeeded in doing is to make us believe that we don't have a government. As I stand here, I will tell you clearly that we don't have a government.
Of course.
What we have are people who have organized themselves
They will.
and used people who couldn't think for themselves
Fulanis.
to amass wealth for themselves and decide for us. The commonsensical definition of democracy is the government of the people, for the people, by the people. Now, who is the federal government? Is it an institution that exists in the space, or it is you and I? And if you have domiciled the powers of the federal government to a court to take a decision, in my understanding, the court is the arbiter, and the court is independent. The decision of the court is derived from the Constitution, either the interpretation and the application of the Constitution
Okay.
in relation to the case in question.
Okay.
All those have been done. Even the extradition, which everybody knows is wrong,
Extradition.
very, very illegal. The government is claiming it's right because they are in power. Maybe tomorrow, if they are not in power, they will now agree
But
that
nothing
it
will
was
be-
wrong for them to have done what they did.
No, you cannot do anything.
Now, the court, I am sure,
Yes.
Nnamdi Kanu, no Easterners were responsible for the judges, for the appointment of the judges that passed those judgments.
Nobody. No, it's
The judges looked at the merit of the case, the law, and holistically took a decision that by what we have, this person has been discharged and acquitted.
okay.
I don't know where Malami got his own ideology of law, but I know that there are more brilliant lawyers than Malami. Maybe from the party perspective, they just picked him. He had worked for CPC and worked for APC. And this is the first time in the history of this country that I saw an attorney general, a justice minister, reducing himself to what Nigerians never saw of any attorney general. You understand? Of a justice minister. Somebody will pass, we all went to school. Myself talking to you, I'm a lecturer.
Thank you.
Somebody who went to school and said he is, or they appointed him a justice minister.
Okay.
Who now says somebody is discharged, is not acquitted. Maybe in legal parlance, we are getting that as a new dimension. And I know those who know this law more than Malami will tell him you don't know what you are doing. I follow the sequence of judgments and the arguments. Mike Izekume messed up all the lawyers of the federal government because they didn't know what they came for.
They don't know.
They did not have a sense of direction. They just leveled allegations against Nnamdi Kanu because Nnamdi Kanu came out and said the East must go.
Of course.
As I stand here, I don't believe in one Nigeria. I am not claustrophobic.
Thank you.
I'm not afraid of anybody. Nigeria can never be one because number one, the oil in the southeast is what the north is living on.
Okay.
They kept their own gold. Now, what brought the agitations that brought the Biafran war were the same agitations that came back. If we were meant to be one and we really wanted to be one, the government in place will address those agitations.
They don't want.
You understand? Pregnantly, justly, fairly, without any partisan bias or politics. We are talking of a referendum. This government can it ever accept a referendum? I want to ask you. Yes or no?
They can't.
No, you should say. They won't accept referendum.
They will never accept it.
By what means do you think this country has to break? Let us sit on a round table conference or on a round table and agree to divide Nigeria. You said no. When Atiku emerged, Tinubu emerged, P2B, I said, oh, this is wonderful. It's aesthetical. Let us sit on a round table, divide. Those who believe in Tinubu, let them go. And I know Yorubas can never allow Tinubu to rule over them. The North, you saw what they did to Atiku in Borno. That means they don't accept him. The Igbos wholeheartedly will accept P2B. I'm telling you, Southeast, Middle Belt, we will accept him because he has proved his mettle. He has proved that he has the competence, even by character and the pedigree, to rule his own people. Why are we wasting time? All these things they are doing, that they are saying, no, Nnamdi Kanu, fresh charges, the government is wasting his time. Let them forget. Let them not forget that after this, after this government, another government will come in. And if you think you have monopoly because you are in government, tomorrow you may not be in government. You understand? So I don't think people like Malami and co are sitting to think well, because if they are thinking well, they will know that today you are in power, tomorrow you will not be in power. I have related with people who were in power when they left. Look at Buhari, who had no money to buy from because he was not in power. Now they are the richest people everywhere.
Of course.
If somebody should ask you how did they become rich, what will you say? Because they are in government.
Yes. Now, great people, you know why I allow this video to play completely, so that people will not say that we are doing partial. I want every one of us to listen to every conversation from every individual. I did not agree with this man on P2B. I did not. But he said a lot of things. He let us understand that we are not one people. And also let us understand that if Nigeria really wants one Nigeria to happen, they could have, bring everybody together. And the man was saying that, the man also said that Buhari will rule now. After he go, another government will come. I'm telling the man, nothing will happen to Fulani. Fulani can steal as much as they can. Even though they go away from the power, nothing will happen to them. Nothing. I'm telling him, they are the controller of Nigeria. They are the owners of Nigeria. What are you going to do to them? The people that we campaign for, that even though they are not the people that gave them money direct, like somebody like Olisa Metu. Olisa Metu was in prison. The person that gave money to Olisa Metu was roaming around like idiots. Fulani Alamadri in Hausa land, while Olisa Metu is in prison. That to show you that there is nothing you can do for Fulani to get into prison. If you like, make them sell Nigeria. But one thing I'm telling we now is that we are not one people. A lot of people have spoken well here. Some Fulani man was saying that we know treason felony. Even though the man don't know what he's talking about, you are saying that you know what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed, and the man don't even ask himself. He never thought about the amalgamation. He never thought about to bring people together. If we are one people, let us sit on a round table and renegotiate about the way going of Nigeria. Nigeria have expired. Mazi, I want you to take on this video that we just listening now. This is people from Nigeria, the people of Nigeria talking about illegal detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. Look, here, there is something that you have to, we all have to understand here, okay? The judicial arrogance in Nigeria, the lack of having soul and heart, that the people we are dealing with are people who have no conscience, have no value for human dignity. This is the first thing we all have to understand. Now, the instigation of treasonable felony have not been justified under any law or under any constitutional provision by even the so-called Nigerian constitution. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is speaking and complaining about the injustice against our people, the deep heart-rooted injustice, the wickedness, the massacre, the marginalization, the divisive, the divisiveness of dividing the Igbos and dividing the Igbos and their own people in appointment of political position, bringing the GOC, the military that are killing our people in our land. That man that has been rejected in the western country, in the western region, which is the Yoruba region, that same man that has been rejected in Middle Belt, rejected in the north, his own side. It is only in Enugu that this GOC, it's called Alhaji General Alhaji
Musa. Omar Musa,
who have been rejected in all parts of Nigeria. Alhaji Omar Musa, yeah, correct. That is the general that is holding as the head of the zone 82.
82 division in Enugu state.
The 82 division in Enugu of the military cantonment. Now this same man is bringing people from all parts. My brother, leave it. Don't show you that.
No, Mazi, you should continue on what you are saying on this video. That I'm just trying to push it to people to see the next thing that is coming, because we are going to. I cannot be able to bring it again. Just continue. Leave this man. I will come in the issue of this man, please.
What I'm saying is this: we will come to the issue of that man. The judicial arrogance in the Nigerian judicial system is a very big disgrace. The interpretation of law, it is interpreted upside down. When court said acquitted, free and acquitted of all charges, now the Malami comes back to reinterpret the law that has said that he has been acquitted and free from all charges. He said he has not been acquitted. So which other law is the judges interpreting? Like that man said, that if you look at all the people who administered the judgment, you will see that those people were not appointed by the Igbos. Neither were they appointed by Ipob or Biafra or people from our land. These are the judicial, highly reputable judicial administrators who are working as judges. And this panel of judges, they deliberately looked deeply into that case. They found that there is nothing in that case. And that is why the conscience gave them the authority, the law gave them the authority, and they found out that there is something they have to do, which is we looking at this case, seeing that this case is total injustice and abuse of law. The extraordinary rendition is a crime against the international norms, against the Commonwealth laws. They looked at it and they see that you cannot judge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with that law under the Nigerian constitution, because the jurisdiction you are claiming he committed this crime, you cannot even provide a specific address, you cannot even provide a specific location, you cannot even provide a comprehensive legitimate argument to be able to place your verdict and say, yes, we are giving a verdict which states that this guy violated the law. From which law did he violate it? If you look at all the situation behind all the constitutional amendments in all the things the Nigerian constitution have done, and the constitution that we can say that this is constitutional amendment made because of treasonable felony or with 99 constitution, that if you do this, you do that. But the law says that you have to provide the evidence of where the person did the thing, the address, the time. You have to provide valuable evidence. But these people, they don't have any evidence. They are only making instigations. So these instigations, they also brought 15 count charges. You remember when the 15 count charges was there? These 15 count charges has no substance. It was not upheld by the court. The court struck to 8, struck to the next one, struck the other one, struck the remaining 7 completely. They struck all of them out and freed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Malami and his arrogancy, Malami and his hooliganism, Malami and his roguery, he refused to honor and to obey the court orders by flaunting the court orders from one stage of the time to another time. Even when they said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu need to change clothes, he flaunted the order of the court. They said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be medically treated in a proper way. He flaunted it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be allowed to be sent to the prison. We appealed for that. They flaunted it. They refused. In every of our appeals, they refused. They never granted one single one. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is held under solitary confinement for speaking for his own people, for speaking out to say, my people are going through a very great hardship. My people are going through a very great problem that have placed us and subjugated us to the point that we cannot even walk on our roads very free. We are being taxed unnecessarily. Our men are leaving and migrating from our land and going to other cities, going to another land, going to overseas, living in a very big, precarious conditions. And as a result of this, I will not sit down to watch my people being treated this way. That is only the crime that he committed. And self-determination is a constitutional privilege of people as indigenous people, that you can have the right to speak and to air your views. If your views are not accepted, place it on a referendum. It will be deliberated, and that referendum will be consensusly and collectively sorry, I had a call and it has to block this thing.
It's okay, Mazi. So, Mazi, I also want you. Okay, continue. I want you to finalize, so I will comment. Thank you.
In summary of this, I call it the judicial arrogance, the judicial hooliganism, the roguery, the terrorism, the judicial terrorism is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is facing now. This judicial terrorism against his own court, they are Malami is using against his own court. Now it's a threat against the National Bar Association of Nigeria. The National Bar Association of Nigeria should step up. They should speak up. They should take a stand that if your court will not be respected, if the laws that you operate with as a judicial and legal organization are not being respected, what is the cause of your existence? If you in your own court cannot respect the judgment from your own court, you are a disgrace to the Constitution. You are a disgrace to the judicial process. You are a disgrace to the legal concept of common decency in the law. Conscience. You look at now the Nigerian Bar Association, they are mute and silent. What is the importance of Nigerian Bar Association? When things are not moving well, they can stand up and take a position. They can make some amendments and seek for some adjustment in the judicial functions, how it functions, how it's been administered, how things are being run. If things are not working well, they can protest, they can write a petition against the Minister of the Justice and say, Minister of Justice, this you are doing, it is not allowed, it is against the Constitution. This is the privilege of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA. So Nigerian Bar Association should sit up. I am sending this message to them. It is time that they have to see that the challenge that is being faced in the judicial system and the hooliganism, the terrorism against the law, and the arrogance and the roguery that we are seeing now, and the lack of discipline in the judicial system should all be addressed. It is time that you yourself in your own court should understand that in your own court, which you are the Minister of Justice, that when you don't speak truth and look beyond yourself and personal interest, and we defy and disrespect the judicial orders and the court orders, that means you don't want to be a Minister of Justice.
Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you.
And our people have to also, I want to say this, because sometimes if you see, according to the Fulani man that spoke on that video, he was saying things from his mouth, things that he don't even understand. And I will also go to the lecturer. He said, we also have to understand that extraordinary rendition don't even understand. It have already backfired. Mazi, please, I want you to mute your mic, please. Mute your mic. Mute your mic, please, Mazi. Please mute your mic, please. Mazi, please mute your mic. Okay, good. I want to go to the lecturer. He said a lot of things, and that is where I base my talk now. He said that extraordinary renditions have already backfired Nigerian people. But the Fulani man that we are talking there don't even understand. He don't even reason. He don't even understand what is law. That you went to another country and kidnapped somebody and you want to judge this person in another country. This man don't even know that such a thing never work. He can never walk. He don't hold water. He can never stand. That is something that people don't even understand. And the man, the lecturer, also said that we are not one people. And Nigeria can never be one people. We have to sit on a round table and discuss once again if we can be able to move forward, or we are going to, but we know that we have already decided, we the Biafran people have already decided that we are going away from that contraption called Daminibusu. We are not going to live together with these people because we are not one people. And they discharge people in court. The man was saying they discharged people, they did not acquit him. What is discharge? What is acquit? That is sometimes, you know, this English we speak sometimes, we have to begin to put English in.
My brother, let me just interject here, okay? Discharge and acquit. All he understands what discharge and acquit is. He is just playing with the mind of his people, because what they did was they impoverished their people, they make them to become illiterate, they sponsor and they strive and they gain from the illiteracy. So there are base of his own people which he's trying to confuse, and those his base are those uneducated people. So what, because he knows that most of the educated people in the South, they understand that discharge and acquitted is completely free from all cause of the being held by that charges completely.
Thank you, Mazi.
Now, what he's doing is playing with the mind of his own people who are illiterate.
Okay.
But he knows that we know what we are doing. But that his argument made him more foolish and made him more look like a deaf and dumb before the eyes of the responsible people who understands the law. Thank you.
Thank you. That is what I also want to explain to our people. Because there is something that the man said that every one of us have to understand. The judge, the prosecutor, and the clerk, and all the people they were in the court were brought by Nigerian people. They not brought these people from Kenya where they kidnapped Onyendo. These judges and the clerk and the prosecutor was not brought by the legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Our Ohanese Ndibo that they army today, they went for political solution. Some people were talking about amnesty. And, you know, at the end, there is nothing like amnesty. There is nothing like political solution. The zoo called Nigeria by themselves were pushing for the court to, you know, see the case. So the Nigerian people brought all these people. At the end, the court give the order. You know, if it's like we are the people that brought all these people that seated like the judge, like the prosecutor, they will be saying that this is a passion. You people want to take this case to court. And the competent court now have, you know, discharged our leader in the court. And you don't want to allow him to go. I want our people to begin to see the stupidity and the idiocy of Nigerian people. And tomorrow you are waiting for people when you know, when Peter Obi, you know, with all this, Facebook fighters, Facebook campaigners, that they are not on the ground. They are only on Facebook. Tomorrow now, when they will, you know, league Obi, and Obi will go to court. This is how they will also warn Obi now. And he will never do anything. That is why we are trying to tell people, you have to stand up. And now that the competent court have discharged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, first in history, that is where people are finding this thing funny. They are thinking that Nigeria's system want to change by the competent court discharging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and one stupid idiot, Fulani man, that don't even understand the discharge is there telling you. You see the first Fulani that spoke on that video. He was saying that the federal government, they know better, but you are the ones that brought all the whole prosecutor and the judges that look into the matter. At the end, they rule the case. And now, are you now challenging dissent? Because it's like Nigeria is challenging Nigeria again. So, Mazi, I want you to understand that one thing people have to understand, and the other one say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have to beg. We are talking about court rule. You are telling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go and beg. Believe me, Mazi, you see, I thank God that, Mazi, just 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay. 1 minute. I thank God that we did not go for that political solution. I know that our elder that just Mbazurika Ameshi, I think, no, or who is him? No, I've forgotten his name. Is him Mbazurika Ameshi? No.
Yes, Mbazurika Ameshi. Yes.
He went for political. Okay, he went for the political solution. Believe you me, I thank God that even though the dead Buhari did not accept that political solution, because there are some things behind this political solution. If Mazi Nnamdi cannot come out on political solution, that is like he has already compromised in some certain things. There are some things that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out. If you want to say, some people that have already signed on that political solution will say, Mazi, remember we signed this for you to come out. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu insists, no, let this thing go to court so that if I'm free tomorrow, I will have every right to speak tomorrow. Not that if I want to speak, somebody will tell you, no, remember this man signed for you. Remember this man signed for you. Remember that you are coming out. It's not just like that. It's a political solution. But now, after the court, the competent court, rule the case, discharge. Now they don't want to release our leader. But I want people to understand that that is what we are talking, or what we are saying about Nigeria, that Nigeria don't reason. Things can never work if you are in this kind of system that nothing goes, nothing works. That is why we have to, that is why we are saying that we have to exit from Nigeria so that humanity can stand, so that we can be able to apply. Because, sometimes some people are saying, bring Peter Obi. Peter Obi is a good man. We are not talking about being you a good person. We are talking about the law of the land that supersedes everything. Being you a bad person, if the law of the land is superior and stand very well, being you a bad man, you will change overnight. You must change, whether you like it or not, because you know that when you go against the law, you will face the consequences. Being you good, being you bad, it does not matter. Even though in Europe we are living today, there is some bad people that want to take power by themselves or take the action by themselves. But because of the rule, because of the law of the land, they cannot go against it, because they know, because when you come in a law of land, let me say, the judicial system and some system in that contraption, they are fighting against each other. These people are watching this one are watching this. So when you go against, they want to prosecute you, they want to jail you. But that is opposite in that contraption called Aminebuzu. Mazi, I know you want to say something. Say before we go to other phase of this broadcast today.
One of them said that he has to, first of all, accept that he's a Nigerian, and then accept to be in Nigeria and adapt with the citizenship of Nigeria before he will be listened to. And I want to just say this. When somebody have told you that he don't want you, when somebody have told you that the system doesn't work, there are things that he has seen that there is no way it can be comprehended with. There's no way he can adapt with such system. Like now, for example, Nigeria facing Nigeria now, and while Mazi Nnamdi Kanu looks at them, otherwise, Nigeria is facing Nigeria in the law court. Is that a country that you want to be a citizen of such country? Is that a country that can give judgment in their own law court and their own government will disobey that law? Is that a country that you will be proud of? That's what I want to ask that man that is telling us to adapt and accept being a Nigerian by force. That is the level of idiocy. That is the level of myopicness. That is the level of irresponsible thoughts of people who are supposed to stand up for justice, who are supposed to be eloquent, gallant enough to speak before their traitors, who are the same people. What has he achieved being a Nigerian since he has become a Nigerian? He cannot name one single thing. One single thing he can never name. So these are the people that want to hold us down. These are the people that want to oversee the affairs of our children, our lovely children, our land, our culture. They have infiltrated a lot of things. That is why, my brother, anybody who calls for the liberation of Biafra is a man of truth, because in not only anybody who calls it in truth and in good manners, not because we always have wolves everywhere who claim that they are fighting for Biafra, but at the end of the day, they are wolves, they are beasts, sheep on a wolf's clothing.
Okay, Mazi.
So what I'm saying is this: we all have to look at the aspect of being forced to adapt to Nigeria as a Nigerian, that it is not a choice for us, but a subjugation to enslavement, and we will not accept to be slaves. That is what the message I'm sending to that man. Cannot accept to be slaves.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you very much. Now we want to go to other phase of this broadcast today. We want to, because everything we are saying is authentic. We want to talk about, because some people don't understand that we are fighting different phases of war. People don't even understand it. We are fighting those that we have already defeated. We are fighting some representatives, the governors, the red caps, those that have sold their soul to devil, those that have said they must serve Fulani forever, they must be a slave to Fulani. We are fighting the Fulanis by themselves. We are fighting the government of Fulani. We are fighting also the world powers, that they have the investments in that contraption. When I'm talking about investment, we are not talking about development, but they are coming to suck us and milk us dry. They want us to live in poverty till thy kingdom come. Now, I want to tell our people that the American people, let us discuss about this, the $50 million from American government to Nigeria zoological government. Because we are now beginning to confirm that the American government are financing Mayati Allah. Let me tell my people, there is a recent $50 million that the American government gave to that contraption called Damilebu Zoo in helping them in election. Of course, they never mentioned the party they are supporting. But of course, we know that the Mayati Allah are the owners of Nigeria. Of course, when I'm saying this, some of you will understand. Some of you won't agree with me. But I know at the end, but I want to tell our people that America just gave Nigerian people $50 million. And we are asking them, you people never try to settle the problem in Nigeria. You people never want to call this country, they amalgamated together by regard. And all of us have the copy of the amalgamation that have expired in 2014 after 100 years. You people don't want to call the whole indigenous people that find themselves in that contraption to sit on a round table and discuss if they will continue or if they will not continue. Now you people are supporting Mayati Allah by giving them 50 million to continue the atrocity and destruction of people's properties and killing in that contraption. And Mazi, we are also going to talk about Omar Usman, the man that is killing our people today, which is the extrajudicial killings of our people and extrajudicial deployment of the military, which is the Fulani terrorists in uniform that are coming to our land, and they are doing what they know how to do best by killing and maiming our people, because they want to kill our young people. They want to displace us. They want to take over our land, because they have said it, years back, that they must sink the Quran into Atlantic Ocean. And that is exactly what they are doing today. And some of our people couldn't even understand the mess that we are into. Mazi, I want you to say something about this 50 million that they are giving Meati Allah today, because they have given it to Meati Allah. The money is already in their disposal. They have already received the 50 million from America. What this 50 million is all about is it for them to buy equipment and come down to Biafra land and begin to massacre our people. And as you are speaking, I would like to show our people the man that behind the extrajudicial killing in our land, a man that the West, which is the Yoruba Oduduwa, rejected in their land, a man that even though some part of northern people in Nigeria know that when they were killing the when they were killing in southern Kaduna, which is the Christians in southern Kaduna, they send the man there. They say that this man is killing their own people because this man is a sympathizer of the, Boko Haram and Islam. So everybody rejected this man, but this man today is in Enugu Division, 82 Division, killing and maiming our people. And the governor Ugwani is there. Ugwani, they have already pregnanted Ugwani, because if you see Ugwani today, the pregnant is, I don't know, maybe it's 9 months. They have pregnanted Ugwani. Because I can't tell, you can't tell me that a man will have such a belly. I don't know what he's eating. When they have razzled his ass and put all their camu from the back, that is how they pregnanted them. If you people don't know, we are saying the truth. And there is no lie about what I'm saying. So, Mazi, I hope you're there. It's like we're having some difficulty with your... okay, you are there. So, Mazi, I want you to start, and I will begin to show the face of the man behind the extrajudicial killing in our land, which is, his name is Musa, Major General Omar Musa in 82 Division. Here is the idiot.
Can you see me?
Yes, Mazi, I'm seeing you. You can continue. You are disconnected, Mazi, but I want to keep on saying things before you will be back again. This is the man they sent to our land, Major General Omar Musa, 82 Division, OGC. This man is today in our land killing and maiming our people. Our brother is back again. I will bring you back. You are here back again. Mazi, yes. I hope you heard what I said. I want you to continue from there.
Well, I heard what you said very well, and I'm going to respond to that. First of all, we have to, see what is the origin of this sponsorship. The foundation of this sponsorship started from Obama. During the time that the APC wanted to elect Buhari, Obama sponsored them, supported them.
Mazi, please, let me help you. Obama is here. Let me hear the Obama, what he said. Obama is here, so that he would help you to say what. Let me play the voice of Obama.
All right.
So that it will help you. It will help you. I think it will help you. The voice will help you very well. It will help you.
To keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done. Today, I urge all Nigerians, from all religions, all ethnic groups, and all regions, to come together and keep Nigeria one.
Thank you. Mazi, you heard it. Do you listen to Obama now? Mazi?
Heard him very well. I heard him very sound.
Now continue.
Because I never knew you had this voice note with you now. I never knew. But I want to address the foundation of this sponsorship and where this sponsorship is going and the purpose of this sponsorship. These are the three things I'm going to touch now briefly. Number one is the installment of Buhari's regime, the APC regime, was all attributed and supported by Obama. When Hillary Clinton and Obama, they're all in their government, they all sponsored and helped to finance this particular administration, which is the APC administration. And during the Hillary Clinton's administration, this same group of people who are terrorist financiers also gave Hillary Clinton $500 million to support her election. And they have been doing this in vice versa. $500 million of Nigerian hard-earned money, that which they will use to solve very vital problems. Hospitals are not there, they are running to overseas to have treatment. $500 million, you know how many hospitals that it will fund and put ambulance and even put private helicopters, emergency private helicopters, to pick pregnant women or sick people in the remote villages to help them to be able to grow medically, to resuscitate people who have emergencies. Now let me say this. They have been contributing between both parties. When they want to run an election campaign, the government of Fulani will support the Democrats. And when Fulani government want to run the election, they will also support the Fulani government. This has been going on between the Democrats and the Fulanis. Now, Obama supported Muhammad Buhari. Muhammad Buhari came in, everything was gone wrong. People were killing. The only thing they achieved was to kill no less than 200,000 people in Nigeria. No less than 200,000 people they killed in Nigeria. I'm telling you, they only achieved 35,000 IDP camps, which they changed from, it's supposed to be the, they call it the refugee camp. Now they change it for the world not to know that it is refugee camp. They called it IDP camp. That is just, you can see the criminality of a government, the people they call government. Now, what they did now, secondly, was they appointed this GOC, and Ugwuanyi accepted this GOC. This GOC that have been rejected in all parts of Nigeria because of his sympathy with the terrorists, and he's working with Fulani and bandits. So this same GOC that have been rejected everywhere, Ugwuanyi could accept this GOC. That is why I'm telling you and our people, we don't have leaders in our land. Look at the casualties that is coming from Enugu. Look at the helicopters that are dropping firearms from the remote forests. Look at what that man is doing as he stands now. These are the same people that the American government are giving money to run election. These are the same people that are running Nigeria, which Muhammad Buhari is dead, and everybody knows Muhammad Buhari is dead. All the intelligence report all over the world, they know Muhammad Buhari is dead. That is a clone governing Nigeria. These are the same American government that say they are fighting for democracy. These are the same American government and the British government that say they will protect and preserve the values of democracy today.
Mazi, please, I'm sorry to correct you on this, because we say things the way it is, so that people will not say that we are using both our mouth to speak. Buhari was not cloned. He is impostor. They brought another person. Because when you are talking about clone, he have to be from the little. You know, I'm just trying to say continue. But our people have to know he was not cloned. He was an impostor. Another person impersonating as Buhari. He was there as Buhari, but he was not the blood from Buhari. Continue, Maz. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Clone. When you say clone, it can be a different individual entirely that was cloned to resemble that particular person. That is deep fake. They can do it. They can do different ways.
Continue on your topic. Let us not dwell on that. Continue.
It's called proving and bringing different identity, different individual in place of another individual. It's called clone. You can switch two people. This person, they make it to become two people and one person. So when they don't want this person to attend that program, they use the clone one, the fake one that looks like that same person. But we know that Buhari is dead. We don't have any dispute about that. Thank you so much. So what we are talking about here is this. When you look at the integrity that have been lacking in governance in the global world now, attaching it and attracting it to what they are imposing on us, like that COG. Everybody should speak up about that COG. He must leave. Ugwani should send that man to where he comes from. That GOC, Omar Musa, he must leave. We are asking for him to leave Biafran soil. That is very, very imperative and very important that he must leave. Leave Biafran land. Ugwani should make sure that that man leaves Biafran land. It's a very important issue. Now, we look at the money we are talking about also, just to finalize that one. These funds are being handed over to Mayatiala because Mayatiala is the one ruling Nigeria now. Mayatiala is the one overseeing the affairs of Nigeria. Mayatiala under the supervision of Erofai. And all these things that they are doing are all a betrayal of the trust which the people have invested in them as individuals who are civilians. Civilians, they call them bloody civilians who don't have people to speak for. When even the courts that are for the common man are abused, what else wouldn't they abuse? They have abused everything, and it is time we all have to make sure that we become very, very observant with what is happening in Biafran land very closely, and everybody should champion the campaign for that Omar Musa to leave our land. To leave our land. He must leave. Because what he is doing now is that he's sponsoring terrorists, bringing Boko Haram in our land, bringing private jet, dropping arms in different locations in the forest to fight civilians, to kill civilians, to eliminate individuals who are going to their respective jobs, all those children that are being killed.
Mazi, it's okay. Continue. I'm just bringing the comments of people. I want people to be commenting. You don't need to focus there. I'm just bringing their comments out. Don't need to focus there. Continue what you're saying.
So, what I'm saying is this. You look at the basic things that are being needed in the society are not being provided. The only thing they provide is war, killings, achievement of nothing, no job. Universities will go on strike 8 months, 9 months, 6 months. They will owe workers, they will owe pensioners. They have nothing to show for as people who call themselves leaders in our society. It's a very shameful thing. It's a disgrace, and it is a very unthinkable thing in the present generation that in the 21st century that people that we expect to know better are still today inviting terrorists into our land to come and kill us. They are accepting foreign allies to sponsor terrorism in Biafran land. And those funds they are giving, which US government said they are giving to the government to support their election, why should American government be interfering in the electoral process of Nigerian government? Why should American government say that Russia interfered in the election? They subpoenaed all the people in the house in Capitol Hill. All the evidence, they brought all the evidence. They said Ukraine interfered in the election. They brought case against Trump. And the Capitol Hill, they had a committee that was formed. The hearings was held. The hearing for Russian interference, the hearing for Ukraine interference, the hearing for election interference in every part of the world, which they said they suspected that Trump worked and collaborated with foreign allies for them to rig election and for them to support, to influence election outcome in the United States of America. They can have the right to subpoena people. They can have the right to form a committee to say that you cannot interfere in our electoral system, but they have the right to interfere in Nigerian electoral system, the Zoological Republic electoral system. That is the double standard and the shame that our leaders lack. the shame that they lack, that they can bring themselves so low to collect money from American government to finance election. You have been borrowing money. Nobody sees what you are doing with it. The amount of money generated in natural resources per day is more than $50 million. What are they using those funds for? What are they using those funds for? Is it workers they are paying? No. Is it academicians, the university lecturers they are paying? Electoral curriculum they have revitalized, or they have amended to work in a very suitable way. What have they achieved for the past 7 years and 8 months? What have they achieved? Nothing. Only killing, only killing, only killing. Sponsoring of terrorism from one corner of the country, opening the border and blocking, opening the northern border and blocking the southern border, entangling the Igbo businesses, strangling all Igbo high-profile businessmen. That is ethnic and barbaric bigotry. That is what they could achieve. Now America have come to give them money for them to manipulate the election. Britain is supporting PDP, and America is supporting APC with the Democrat regime, which is the Obama regime. Now, the pro-zit Obama regime in America. That is the same pro-zit administration that is now, that before interfered in the election that brought Buhari, that killed no less than 200,000 people. What they killed is that on all the part of Nigeria, you cannot even comprehend it for 1 second with any kind of thing that can replace it. Is common genocide. So it's a big disgrace. It's a big disgrace that America, who are saying that nobody should interfere in the electoral process, are now interfering in Nigerian electoral process. These are the people that told you that they are protecting democracy. These are the people that said that we have the pride to fight for what our founding fathers have stood for. Lincoln, that one, Reagan, all of them. They stood up to say that they are fighting to protect what their great-grandfathers and their leaders have protected, but they have come in another African country to create chaos, to create and sponsor terrorism, when they know that they have their due diligence, they have their intelligence report, they know that Nigeria is being governed by Mayati Allah. Let them call me anywhere, I will tell them and I will prove it. Nigeria is being governed by Mayati Allah. And why are they giving money to those people that are sponsoring terrorism, sympathizers of terrorism and Boko Haram? American government should step back and think twice. It's a shame and a disgrace. That is why America have become an object and subject of mockery and despise. Everybody is despising America all over the world. No leadership in America. I stand to prove it that America has no leadership as it stands today. The electoral process is abused. As it stands today, America is not governing themselves in a proper way. As it stands today, America has the highest recession in the history of American history. As it stands today, America was disgracefully sent off from Afghanistan. As it stands today, America is disgracefully being disgraced in Ukraine today. As it stands today, America is being disgraced even with their relationship, internal relationship with Britain. Where is America and the pride of America? That is the question I should ask America. America should go and fix their own country first before trying to fix other people's problem. If they don't stand for self-determination to make sure that people who are being suppressed, who are being all subjected to terrorism, that have no substance and that do not have any value in our society, and they support those regimes, we will tell them where they are going wrong and they need to step back and re-strategize their foreign policy, because their foreign policy now is one of the worst foreign policies that have disgraced America in the international scene. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you very much, Mazi Noble Humble Nzadebe. We will try to round up because we don't want this broadcast to pass more than 2 hours. We are now 1:54. 1 hour 54 minutes. Mazi, I want you to use at least 4 minutes, right? No, I want you to use 3 minutes, in your closing remark. Okay, please, I want you to wrap it up so that we can be able to have this program at least 2 hours. And I want our people to understand that I'm bringing Mazi Onyameshuba, the IG of IPOB Media Warrior, the police IG of IPOB Media Warrior. Mazi Oba is coming with me tomorrow. And on Sunday, you will see another new face. We have started the campaign already. We have already started. And we are not going to end. On releasing of Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu, we have left them behind. And now we are moving forward. Mazi, I want you to, now you are 55. Use 3 minutes, please. Please make sure you watch your time, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Biafrans, all well-wishers of Biafrans all over the world, all distinguished Biafran IPOB leadership, all our women leaders, all our children, sons and daughters all over the world. We are determined, and I know that you people are determined as well. We are in a very big, challenging moment of our history, and we are not going to look back. We will maintain the spirit of consistency, the spirit of focusedness, and the spirit of determination. As a people who want to free themselves, we will face a lot of challenges, and we know that we will face a lot of challenges. And those challenges are not easy ones. The roads ahead are tough. The challenges ahead are immense. The determination that we put up to our hearts is the determination that can only be quenched if we say we want to be stopped, because you are the only person that can stop yourself. Don't be distracted by the winds and the birds from the left and right. We are ahead and we are winning them. They have been disgraced in their court. Their judicial terrorism that they are adapting now against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the prisoner of conscience, have already failed on arrival. Their hooliganism, their intimidation, and their twists and turns of the Constitution is a great embarrassment before the international community and before the world and the global elite in general. They have been defeated in their own court. They have been mesmerized in their own judicial institutions. What is left again? It is our determination to focus, to pray for our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to support Chike Doziem, support China Sanworu, support all our discipline, principles, leaders, and all our media warriors who are devoted, determined, all our brothers who are determined. We all have to support them. You must have to know that you have a responsibility to do something. If you are not commenting, you are sharing. If you're not sharing, you are doing one thing. If you're not contributing, you are doing something. You must be committed to one thing. For this time we are, it's a special time for our generation to turn the hands of time, to refuse to be slave, and to be the citizens and the sovereign individuals of Biafran soil. In 1 minute summary, I call on everybody who is being distracted to look down and ask yourself, and look on the mirror and ask yourself, what was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saying when he was teaching us and lecturing us every night, every morning, question and answer? What did I learn from him? If you did not learn anything from him, even Nigerians learned something from him. The so-called one Nigerians, they also learned something from him. That is why you see the mindset start changing a little bit now. At least he has influenced the society to think and to think critical. If you are in this movement and you cannot think critical at this moment, you have a problem. So I urge and advise and encourage all eminent Biafrans all over the world to embrace this struggle, to embrace this movement as a sacrifice, as a legacy, as a prize that you owe your present children and your unborn children, both present generation and the coming generation. Thank you so much, and support this movement. May Chukwu Okabama bless you all and guide you. He say,
thank you very much. Thank you very much. I have somebody. I hope he's going to pick this call. Mazi, please. Your time start now, please. I don't want you to use more than 5 minutes, please. I don't want you. And tomorrow, please, my people, tomorrow I'm going to open my line. Tomorrow, I'll open the line. Mazi, please, I want you, your time start now. Now, 15 seconds. Okay. I don't want you to use more than 5 minutes, please. Continue.
Yes, thank you for picking my call. I just want to thank our brother, Humble, who's for educating our people today. What we must know concerning this nonsense play that Nigerian government are trying to put themselves into. But we are Biafrans. We know what is happening, and we must keep on educating our people and letting the whole world know that it doesn't matter the game they are playing over the issue of Mazi and Kanu. We are here to set the record straight. Fellow Biafran lovers of freedom, thank you. My name is Mazi. I'm calling from Austria, and by the special grace of Chukwu Okabama, I am the Ipob National Biafra. And I want to use this medium to also ask those of us that are watching our brothers right now on this platform to begin to do something. Not after listening, we just go back to our shield and doing nothing. Anywhere you are residing, anybody you can talk to, any government officials that you can talk to, anywhere you can enter, make sure you speak about this issue of our leader Nnamdi Kanu, this man a prisoner of conscience, what the Sioux government are doing after he has been discharged and acquitted. They are still keeping him for best reason known to them. But what we are saying is that we, the Biafran people, most especially the hardcore Ipobians, who know what our leader has been teaching us all these years, it is in our mind, in our brain, in our stomach, everything our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have taught all of us. We are carrying it like a hunchback. And we are going to explore all of them one after another. Holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in their Dondo DSS custody is a very big problem that the Sioux is bringing to themselves. Mazi, what the Sioux don't know is that, they don't know. That we are watching them is because what our leader asks us to allow them to be fooling themselves. We know what to do. But what we are saying here is that they should release our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He has not committed any offense, known to law. He has not done anything. All he has asked is that he wants the freedom of his own people, which over 70 million population who stood by him, and he's leading us. And we are so grateful for this man to come and liberate us from ignorance that we've been suffering all these years. Bamboozling ourselves everywhere, which we don't know even our right. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came, take our time. Today we can reason like a normal human being. Mazi Wachineke, we are standing strong with the DOS, standing strong with our legal teams, asking Nigerian government should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He's a prisoner of conscience. Those of us tweeting, those of us retweeting, don't sleep. Because if you sleep, your enemies is awake walking. And we, dear friends, we are not sleeping. And we cannot afford to sleep. Even this time, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has been held illegally in the Nigerian DSS custody. Yes, you said I should use 5 minutes, but I thank you, my brother. As we keep on watching, maybe tomorrow, if you give us opportunity to speak, and when you open your line, we'll come back to talk to our people, just for us to continue to do the needful. And before, let me summarize. Please, let me summarize in 1 minute. I just want to ask every strong IPOB, guide your mind, guide your tongue, your thoughts. Don't allow these infiltrators to come near your way. Anywhere you see them, give them IPOB treatment. Anywhere you see these criminals, give them IPOB treatment. Don't allow them to come close to you, because Chukwukabiam has given us that brain to know how to deal with our enemies whenever we found them. Mazi, thank you. May Chukwukabiam bless you and my brother. We must continue, because Biafra is the last hope we have. We are going nowhere until Biafra is restored, and our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released unconditionally. Thank you, my beloved brother Mwachineke.
Thank you, Mazi Akas. Thank you very much. And I want to make a small announcement, please, my people, before we descend. I want to make just a small announcement, because our people have to understand we have moved forward. We are not going to wait for anybody. This is upcoming fundraising in America. This is upcoming fundraising in America. This is upcoming fundraising in America. Let me put it very well. Just 1 minute, my people, because this is upcoming fundraising in America. I hope every one of you can see it. Today is 1st of December, and this fundraising is coming on 3rd of December 2022. IPOB US end of the year mega ESN fundraising. The leadership under Mazi Chike Doziem is aware, is approved, and those that will anchor this fundraising will be Mazi Chukwu Emeka Aloziem and Mazi I. Peters. I want you all to join the Zoom. The Zoom ID is there. This is the Zoom ID. We have already posted the thing on radio, Biafran television, and Rapture Media, and I know it's also on Radio Biafra. I want our people in America to go and join this fundraising. It's very, very important that we support the men on the ground. It's very, very important. You know that the leadership has sent some our gallant men to go to Enugu to help our people. And we have to understand that money is involved, finance is involved. Without this, there is no how we can move forward. That is why I'm urging every great people, the wonderful people and great people of Biafra, those of you that are living in America, it's not only for American people. It's not only for American people, but the fundraising is happening in America. So you can also add the Zoom meeting and join them and contribute, because it's very, very important. But I want to tell people that are going there, going to say, Onyendu said, we are not going to listen to any vagabond or any trash from your people's mouth. We listen to one source, only one source. You can go out there and begin to fabricate things. We don't care. We listen. When Onyendu give a message, it go to the DOS. From DOS, they bring it out. We never disobey our Onyendu. But the message have to come from the DOS. Now you understand. Before you people will go out there and say, they have already disobeyed Onyendu. That one are your own problem. We know the man we are following, and we will keep on following him. I greet you, great people of Biafra. From me, like I said, tomorrow we are coming with Onyam. From me, from here, it is good afternoon. Mazi, I salute you. Thank you very much.